Hi, everybody. I'm Jane Montero, and I wanted to share with you some Canva basics. You may know all of these, or you may know few, or you may know none, and you want to learn. So let me go through some things. I've posted a few things on the Canva for Educators site, but this might be helpful if you're just looking to kind of get a start. Okay. So step number one, of course, I've opened up Firefox. So I'm going to type in canva.com. Okay, so when you get to the Canva home site, if you've never signed in before, you're going to need to sign in as with your Google email, or you could set up an account with a private email. For me, because of my school district, we all have access to Canva. I also have a separate private account that I don't use on my school computer. And it's not like private. It's just like if I make an invitation to something that I don't want on the school computers. So here's my page, lots of stuff. Yes, I know I'm doing a lot of projects right now. So you're going to see things that's like, why do I keep seeing pictures of Montero? Okay, so let's say you want to do something basic. When you get to this page, underneath the Discover Docs, you will see all these different options of a doc, a presentation, social media, and on and on. So what I do with my students is, and I teach 5th and 6th grade, we only use presentation mode, or we'll use an Instagram square post. Not that we're posting to Instagram, but just I like the square format. So let me show you something using the presentation format. So if you click it, it's going to open up a screen. And again, my apologies for things being kind of laggy. Even though I live in a pretty big city, internet, not always so great on a cloudy day. Okay, so here we are. So it's a lot like Google Slides. If you played around with Google, there are a lot of similarities. Personally, I love Canva because it's my go-to. I've just gotten used to it. So really, whatever you want to get used to is the one you want to just become as much of a like teaching expert as you can. All right, I'm not going to worry about those layouts right now, but what I am going to do is click away from that. Okay. All right, let me show you the letter frames because this is what I posted on Facebook. That's a lot of fun to do. You're going to go on the left are your tools. So I always tell students that how Google tools are all across the top, Canvas tools are all along the side. Not all, but most. Okay, so we're going to click on elements. And when you click on elements, you can search for things. And you can see what I've recently used. You can see shapes, you can see graphics, on and on and on. So if you want to get to the letter frames, you're going to click in the elements box, letter frames. And you can see I just did that, so that's why that pops up. Okay, and you're going to get all sorts of options. So I'm going to click on where it says frames, and I'm going to click see all. And it will give you pretty much an alphabet. Okay, you could do number frames and you would get numbers that you can fill in. So let's say I want to do something simple. Let's say I want to just use the word art. So I'm going to look for an A, click it. I'm going to press down on my mouse and drag this over. Okay, let's say I want an R. I'm going to click it. So with the R, I'm going to bring it right up. And you'll see these guidelines, and I really like these guidelines. So from there, thank you for pausing with me. I had to cough. Okay, I'm going to bring this down, and you see those red lines or pinkish lines show up. That's helping you get things lined up. Okay, all right, and then I need a T. Boom. I'm going to bring this T over. This is a very wide T. So I'm going to take a side. You see these side white sort of notches? You can drag that in, and that'll make it a little bit more in alignment with your other letters. So I want to center this. So if I bring this down, that looks pretty good. If I bring this over, aha, now it shows me it's lined up with the other ones. Okay, so now I'm going to click away. This is very easy. Those frames allow you to bring in any artwork or any image or anything that you might have in your uploads folder on Canva. Okay, so let me move on to upload folder. On the left is your uploads button. So you see we've gone elements, text, brand, uploads, on. So I'm going to click uploads. You're going to see all my uploads. So I don't know what you're going to see. Student projects. Okay, so let's say I want to fill it with one of these mosaics that my students did. So I'm going to click the image and it's going to land on your page. How do you get it into a letter? Take it and hover it over the letter you want and then let go. And it will just pull out what fills into that frame. You do have a little bit of control on how much of that you see. If I click that photo again, I can drag this a little bit. I can make this a little bit bigger if I want to. Kind of look at the letter shape and play around with that before I just say, okay, it's good. Then you can click done. Okay, let me find another one. Let's go with this beautiful mosaic my students did. And by the way, these mosaics are using Google Draw, not Canva. Okay, so let's say I want to bring this up. I'm going to drag this a little bit just to have this fill this a little bit better. And then I'll click there. Okay, then I'm going to go to my last letter. Let's see. I'm going to go with this. Go with this hawk. Okay, but here's something we can do. You can flip it if you want it to go the other direction. In other words, that beak, if I want that beak pointing to the left rather than pointing to the right, if you go up to position right up here, bing, 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 ding, ding, ding. And if you click that, you can see over here different directions of where you can go with it. If you click flip, bing, 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 this is going to allow you to flip it. Now I can bring this over and I can set it in there. Now again, I need to bring this up. I want to bring this over a little bit. Sometimes you have to kind of play around with some of these crop tools to get this the way you want it. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to click out of there. Okay, so there's my image. Okay. Now, other things you can do, you can add a background. So on the left, you see again where we've gone from text to uploads, all the way down, down, down to background. Boom. You can pick a color. You can pick a pattern. You can pick gradients. You can pick abstract. I mean, this is where you can really go off into the weeds on these things. You can go down here to nature. You can go down here to all results. So, I mean, really, sky's the limit on this one. I usually try to find things that I think look cool behind stuff. Oh, hard to see, right? So this is where you can talk to your students about visual legibility, right? Don't pick things that are going to take away from your image. Maybe it's just a solid color. So maybe it's just that. Now, what I did in what I posted on Facebook was I went back after this and I clicked on a photo just to bring it onto my page so I could show the real artwork by my students. And then I dragged it under. And then I went to this one, dragged it down, just because I wanted people to understand that these were parts of something much, much, much greater. And there. And then I want to get this. And again, even though I flipped this, I'm still going to have this the way people can read it. And then I go down to there. Okay. One more thing. There we go. One more thing. When you get it finished, you're going to go to the word share, which is up here in the top right. Click that open. Go down to underneath the purple link, download. It's going to auto select something. It's selected a PNG file. That's totally fine. So I'm going to click download, kaboom, and there it is. Okay. One more thing, if you are brand new or recently new to Canva, some things that you might want to know about, and there's my file. Some things that you might want to know about are how to even get your artwork onto Canva, into your uploads. So what you would do, if you look over here on the left, it'll say upload files, right? So let me click out of that and show you. If you go to the word upload, right? And you have nothing uploaded. You go to upload files, and then it's going to ask you, where you're going to get them from, what you want. And I can see all my files here. Don't look too closely. I'm going to pick one from a student and just click open. And you will see that it is going to then go into your uploads. Okay, so it'll take a minute, and there's that. Okay, how do you add a page? If you want to do more, you go right down below and you can click the plus sign and it will add a page. Okay, if you want to duplicate something you've already made, rather than making a brand new page, go to down below where you see this smaller thumbnail, click those three dots and duplicate. It's very similar to Google Draw. If you know or Google Slides, if you know how you can click on a slide, you see how that second one has a purple line around it. You can do a Control D. You can do that forever and ever. Okay, so let me show you one more thing here. Let's say I have a new slide. Let's say I don't want a black background. Go to your background colors, click white, and there you are. Okay, so that's really how I did the letter design. There is so much more on Canva. What I really encourage you to do is to really experiment. Just go to here and just play around. It'll put together a video for you. There are AI apps, one that I love called Coloring Book. I might have shown you Coloring Book before or somewhere in this world of video land. If you want to see Coloring Book, watch. On the left, go to apps. I'll leave you with this because this is like a runaway train for me. I could be on this all day. Okay. So what are they going to select? You're going to go to the search apps and click in that box. And I'm going to start typing Coloring Book. And there it is. Boom. And click on that little picture. Okay. I go to use in new design. Boom. What are you going to create? Scroll down, and this is where I have students use Instagram Post Square. Again, why? Because that's what I picked. Just pick one and go with it. Make it easy for your students. Just say, these are all going to be Instagram Post Square, or they're all going to be presentations. Okay, so I'm going to come to this screen. And with Coloring Book, they've started to limit you now on how many tries you get. And I believe it's only 2 per day. Okay, so a little bit of AI time. On the left is your prompt box. Okay, after you've studied something, you could have students create a coloring book page based on what they've learned. It can be social studies, it could be science. It could, of course, be art and design. It could be something about nature. Just go with it. Sometimes I'll say, pick an exotic animal and figure out where you want it to be. Okay, so I can say tiger in the rain forest with butterflies and tropical flowers. See what we get. Click generate image. And this is where students wait patiently and wait and wait and wait and see what are we going to get. Sometimes you get something very goofy. Sometimes you get something that you love. So again, you can see that's what I got. Okay, so how do you enlarge it? Take a corner, pull, pull, pull. Take a bottom corner, pull, pull, pull. Okay, so what did they get right? We got that tiger's got a whole lot of little claw areas on its foot there. But anyway, you can kind of see that. So they can do a second one. They can add a page and do a second search. What do I do with these? Oh, you can print these out and have kids color them in during extra credit time or just as an extension activity. So that's kind of an Canva basic beginning part for people. And I'll see what other Canva how-tos I can come up with for you, but I hope that helps. And I wish you a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks.